Welcome, everyone, to another race in the 2025 Metroid Fusion Any Percent Tournament. We are continuing our advancement through the losers bracket here. My name is Flash Frost. You might have just heard me over in Speed Gaming 2. Just finished a race with Bench Juice. I am here with Destructor, an amazing runner and awesome commentator, and together we will be commentating this race between Shmayd and GrayFooxX. And GrayFooxX, I love the PFP of your rat. That's been the new thing going around the Fusion community. Love it.
From one stream to another, he goes. Flash will be here for more Metroid Fusion, and yes, the rat is very much on the screen now on GrayFooxX's side. Promises to be a good one, like you said, it loses bracket race for a place in the top 7, top 8 finish, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right. As a matter of fact, the bracket will now start to get closer and closer solved. This is in the losers bracket, so I believe the winner of this race will race the winner of Dark Spy and Hercules Bench Press. That'll be the last in, I think, round 3, and then we'll obviously be advancing further and further. So things are starting to approach the tail end, but obviously we still have a lot of races to go. So we are still well into it, and it looks like the runners are, of course, getting ready. Destructor, we had GrayFooxX PB, I believe, in his last race. Was that not a PB? I believe.
Absolutely. It was a PB by a few seconds, a 117 flat, if anything.
Nice. Well, you love that. Race PBs are the best because you get a lot more eyes on them, obviously, and whether it's a win or loss of the race, if it's a loss, you feel better because you do something, you win, and if you win, well, then you feel extra special because obviously you get the PB on top of that. So again, congratulations to GrayFooxX there, and Shmayd, of course, making a run as well. Shmayd has been, over the last few years, has advanced rapidly to high up in the leaderboard. Shmayd is number 6 on the leaderboard, right behind JRP and yourself, and GrayFooxX is quickly pushing up as well at number 31. Now has a few 116s to crack into the top 25, and with the advancement, sorry, I guess my audio has dropped. I'll fix that here, see if I can maybe increase the audio here. Hopefully we can see some more, of course, progress with both of these runners.
Yeah, absolutely. GrayFooxX, that pretty much came back to Fusion with the arrival of this tournament. I managed to kick him a little bit in the behind to get him in the tournament, and I'm glad I did so because he came back with a vengeance, wanting that sub 15 game time for a long while, and he's successfully done so with a PB that pretty much brought him to the doors of a 48 in-game time, so this is what he will be looking to do in pretty much any run. Perhaps this could be the one where he gets it. Maybe one run where he doesn't lose 40 seconds on Ceres, but that we'll see when he gets there.
Yeah, for sure. The thing about Ceres is that's just one of those bosses that, you know, will always, especially early on, will always be trouble for runners. And it'll be trouble even for more experienced runners at the top as well. So you hate to see it when Ceres does that, but that's why we always say Ceres isn't worth.
Absolutely. And they're off.
The runners are right now going through text. They're going to be pushing through one of the most reset rooms, if not the most reset room in the game. This is the first climb. Let's see how both runners go. Shmayd enters first, quick wall jumps, or I should say shot cancels into wall jumps. Nice there. GrayFooxX almost having a really good climb, nearly at 31 seconds. Just had to grab one ledge.
No mistakes pretty much, aside from GrayFooxX, just perhaps a slight mishap, but not much trouble there. I think they're both going to be pretty satisfied with that. A big difference that we're going to see in that first split, what separates top-level runners from lower levels is the text execution. You really don't think about it, but it's such a difference. Text infusion is particular in the sense that it's not brainless mash. You have to time the text boxes correctly and press the buttons at the right time to make sure that the text goes faster, and it's a very complicated mechanic that can actually do a lot of difference.
Yeah, for sure. That is something that involves a lot of memorization, something that, especially with some of these longer texts, like this one here, where the Atom computer pretty much introduces the X parasites in the game, there's a lot of memorization, and if you're good at memorizing it and good with tapping as soon as you see that arrow, it does help save a lot of time. This is something that just needs practice. But the good news is that to advance quickly, if you're starting off, obviously, you don't need to worry too much about text, but it definitely does matter the deeper you get into the leaderboard.
That's right, and like you mentioned, you must not worry about it too much at first. The more you will play, the more you will start to get cues about where you are within the entire conversation, such as a simple thing. Sometimes the text is highlighted in different color, yellow, purple, or maybe like blue, red when it talks about different security levels. Those can be interesting and important cues to just know where you are and remember, oh, I know after this one there's like a shorter one, or it finishes right at the end of the first line. This is cues and memorizations that you get as you go on.
Yep, absolutely. And now we're seeing Shmayd enter the elevator at a quick time. GrayFooxX right on his tail. Funny thing about Shmayd, I remember when he was first starting off, I remember for the longest time, he apparently never realized that holding A during the text speeds up the text in the monologues that Samus has.
Oh, wow, yeah, no, that's not a good one. Fortunately, there are not too many elevator cutscenes, but you do feel dumb when you just reach good levels and you're like, oh, guess I never knew. Something as simple as just holding a button, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how that works. We got Shmayd getting missiles and GrayFooxX right after. So at this point, both runners are going to now have to find an alternate route to the first boss, which is being targeted there on the board on Shmayd's screen. Simply put, the visual cue is this little break in the wall, or this little flashing panel. So Shmayd will hit a missile there and continue moving forward. Both of our runners will get these 2 missile expansions. This is any percent, but any percent doesn't necessarily mean the lowest amount of items. It means, well, as little amount of items as you need to beat the game, but in terms of getting these first 2 missile expansions, they're crucial because missiles are much more efficient early game than the basic beam until you get the charge beam. So we'll see both runners getting these.
And we're approaching the first idea of the game, little lottery of Metroid Fusion. Pretty much 1 chance out of 2 to get a beam or not. Maximum of 4 beams per cycle. Shmayd not getting a good roll on this first one. 3 beams to begin with, or we can get the 4. The 4 just to open the race. Shmayd, my guy, is on a roll. Gets the double. Come on, Flush. We're getting a little 8. We're getting a little frisky in the start. 6 beams to open up the count for Shmayd.
Nice. I believe
Isn't it beautiful?
1 for GrayFooxX. I believe Shmayd is continuing the bad luck he had against you last week with his RNG. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
that's and now GrayFooxX actually ahead. Didn't even notice. I was so focused on Shmayd that I didn't even realize. But GrayFooxX is getting these rolls, going for the backshot strategy. Shmayd somehow getting the lead back from that.
Nice sweet spot there on the core.
Good fight from the both of them, at least on the core.
All right, so I've got my handy-dandy notebook here. I'll be keeping track of at least some of the RNG in the beginning of the game. Naturally, the skill between these runners means that it's not just going to be RNG that dictates this, but it's kind of fun just to see, because Metroid Fusion fans, if there's one thing we love doing, it's complaining about these eye doors. So, we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter the level, you will complain about Fusion RNG, and yet, many have proven over the years that you should not no longer, not so long ago, Monkey, the second best player in the world at 80%, literally got a 110-34 with what can only be considered as average at best RNG, blowing his way through the game with awful luck and somehow beating the previous world record. Like, Fusion is a game that will make you rage when it comes to its randomness, and yet you don't need to rely on it to improve. So if you're a Fusion runner, yes, RNG will be frustrating, but you just gotta keep believing in your own abilities.
Yep, and one thing that's cool as well is if you are able to get a personal best, say it's even by 1 second, those splits would be the best things to run against, because you know you're running against poor luck, so...
Personally, yes.
Nice, we get a reveal of the creepy SAX at around 5x for both runners. Shmayd just a little bit ahead. By the way, anyone in the chat, thank you for communicating that my audio has been clipped. If it does at any point clip again, just please let me know. I'm trying to figure out if there's something on my end here.
It is pretty strange, I will say, because your audio hasn't changed a bit for me.
Oh, okay.
So it's just very strange that it comes out differently on perhaps a Discord issue or something.
I see. Maybe. Either way, now our runners are in Sector 1, a straightforward sector. The objective is simple. You gotta break 5 atmospheric stabilizer Girons that are essentially constantly birthing new X parasites, spreading them into the sector. So each one will require 3 missiles, but with the routes that these runners will take, they only have to break 3 with 3 missiles. They'll have charge beam afterward.
And we've seen both players not going for a potential extra missile tank that they can collect in main deck. Both players will be having 20 missiles to go through that Sector 1, a sector in which missile management is extremely important. In Metroid Fusion, ammos are dependent on the green X drops, each green X giving you 2 missiles, and if you're at full health, you will always get a green X when defeating an enemy, so it's important to stay at full health for as long as you can.
Yeah, and both runners so far doing that, although Shmayd having a bit of a rough Hornode room, and GrayFooxX missing that crucial Green X Parasite, but gets through the Hornode room without taking damage, so that's going to play a good factor here. Now, again, Shmayd could get back the Green X. All he needs to do is get back 99 health, so does he get a good Pirate room here? And, oh! Wow,
opted to take it slow with the morph to get the drops, but unlucky. Even with that, he gets shot from the other side of the room. GrayFooxX doing the same thing, using these morphs to delay his fall a bit and get those green X's.
Alright, so Shmayd quickly breaks the second stabilizer. They both have 99 health, so this is good for them. A risky strat that even I don't do. I still prefer to go for 25 just for situations like this. But they both have full health and a lot of missiles, and frankly, that's all you want, because like you said, missile or health management is big here, because if you don't get the missiles, you might not have enough for the eye door that's about to come up. Alright, let's see. GrayFooxX misses 1 missile, gets 3. Shmayd having a pretty decent climb here. Let's see. Oh, has to deal with another pirate that gets in his way. But at this point, it doesn't matter. He has more than enough missiles to continue through the run.
He's perfectly fine, and he will be looking to get rid of that next eye door as quickly as he can, hopefully with a bit less beams, a few less beams than the previous one.
Yeah. We are going to keep track of that. Let's see here.
Take your pencil and paper, rolling a 4, baby.
Oh no, 1 beam. 2
oh yeah.
beams.
Keep
3.
him coming.
Oh no.
Oh, he didn't even get a double on that cycle. Oh no, this is terrible. There's a chance that GrayFooxX just burst ahead again. Look at him, he's just firing those missiles, and GrayFooxX, I think, gets his double. Oh no, he did not. Okay, so did you count? Because I did not.
Yes, I did. This is we're waiting for GrayFooxX's total here. Okay, GrayFooxX has had 4 beams so far, which in and of itself is a bit frustrating. But then you hear this legendary number for Shmayd: 12.
This is not right. 12 beams after 2 eye doors. Listen, some people get 2 beams in their whole run.
Yes.
Couldn't be
Shmayd,
us.
Yeah. I feel bad for complaining about the RNG that I just had in my race against Bench about an hour and a half ago, because I was dealing with some annoying beams as well. But I'll tell you one thing: 12 at charge. I know the temptation is really strong to just want to reset, but obviously you can't do that here since it is a race. So Shmayd just has to kind of deal with it. That is definitely what we call rough for sure. Good shot cancels there on the movement.
Yeah, that was a good room, but that's definitely a mental blow. You're just hoping to have arrays that, if you play it safe, let's be honest, should be in Shmayd's favor every single day of the week. He has very much the upper hand when it comes to this matchup. But in this kind of matchup, you just want to have a good run for yourself. You're more playing your own run than playing your opponent. And this just feels like, well, is there really anything else for me to do but to just finish the race and call it a day?
Yeah. I 100% agree, because here's the thing. Yeah, the objective here is a little different. You're not needing to PB here, but it still doesn't feel insulting, especially for runners that put so much time into this game.
He has a lot of runs finished, that's true.
Yeah. Well, at least I have the average beams for a whole run by charge, he says. You know what? That's very true.
True. Like, this is fair enough. Oh boy. Give my guy a break.
Yeah. Well, now that they have charge beam, we can cut down significantly on these counts. So I don't think we'll be seeing 6 beams on any eye door unless they just miss the flare here with any of their charge shots. That's one thing.
That would be hype, though.
It would be hype. It absolutely would be. It would be what we call an insane room. I do like that about the charge beam, though, in this game. The fact of the matter is, because it has that flare that comes out right at the tip of the cannon, these beams are, what? It's got to be the best charge beam in 2D Metroid, right? I don't think there's any charge
Absolutely.
beams. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. It is just so overpowered compared to the rest of the ammunition that we have, at least until we unlock the super missiles. Like, we would have to do doubles on another 2 eye doors had it not been for that specific ability from the charge beam.
Mm-hmm. Now our runners are entering Sector 2. Another one that you really want to have health management, but less for missiles and more for just pure survival. The caterpillars, or the Zoros in this area, do a lot of damage, and if you're not hitting your doubles here, you could lose not only a lot of time, but possibly lose the race in a hurry if you're not careful. Another scary close-up of the SAX and the GrayFooxX stream there. Ugh. Nightmare fuel. Raise your hand, or you can't raise your hand. Chats, say yes if you agree that, at least when you were younger, if you played the game, that the SAX was nightmare fuel. For me, it was. Kind of dating myself here, but I played this game when it came out, so, yeah. A little haunting.
Oh boy.
There.
The adventures I've had with this game and the pure sorrow when I just lost that game when I was like the age of 5 or 6 and couldn't find it ever again.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Got it back from when I was 14. I was already a ZM runner at that time. My first playthrough somehow just went for the low height in Sector 4 and got it. Never felt this good in my life. Yeah, I knew it was a thing, so I went for it, somehow got it. Well, good times.
Good times indeed. Oh, great doubles by GrayFooxX after taking 1 hit from a Zoro earlier. Gets the bad pattern here with the Zoro going up. You could R-shot a wall jump with it, but it's tough. It's a really tight trick.
It is a tough shot, and it usually you have to do a different grip on your controller. Perhaps if we have some claw gripping addicts in the chat, I'm one of them myself. It's a technique that very much will help in this kind of situation.
Nice, get a almost had a 3x in the bombs there, 13-4x. You know, honestly, if you didn't get 12 beams, yeah, probably would have been much better. GrayFooxX getting a nice fall through the main lobby of Sector 2. Shmayd with full health. GrayFooxX with decent health. Obviously, GrayFooxX has to be a little more careful, but does the charge beam, so just in case the Rio does crash into him, you could simply pseudo screw that. And the timestamp at around 32 seconds right now, the difference between the 2 runners. Nice bomb jump there, Shmayd.
Looking to collect as many missiles on his way as he can is Shmayd, because he will want to take every single optimization he can and skip the red X at the eye door.
Yes. Every bit of not stopping your movement and just moving forward means a great deal here. Let's see if he gets the forward damage boost. Yes, he does.
Did not really opt for it. I think he could have gone further away, especially using the unmorphed midair. But maybe not. I think he recognized that the placement of these pancakes was not optimal for him, and just opted to take the hit closer to the wall. But 15 missiles is plenty. He can just get the flare shot in contact with the eye door and kill it in a single beam.
I forget, does he grab this energy tank, or does he opt for the one in Sector 6 and Yakuza?
He takes the one in Sector 6.
Okay, so yeah, we'll skip right away. There you go.
And we're good. Finally. Finally. I think he has already had enough for one run.
Yeah.
Question is,
yeah.
How many jumps?
Let's see.
From 3 to 12. Keep him counting.
2 so far. By the way, for those in the chat, we don't count when Zazabi actually opens its maw or mouth or whatever you want to call it, only when it does it. So that's 3 jumps right now, entering the 3rd phase.
Doing good so far.
6 jumps.
That's the first bit of good RNG that we can see on Shmayd's side. 0-6, so we good on this.
Nice doubles there. Shmayd opting for wall jumping here and gets a really good core hit. All right, let's see how GrayFooxX does. 2 jumps on the
Worst
first
start.
phase.
Worst start. He actually got 3. Worst start possible for now for GrayFooxX. Let's keep an eye on Shmayd's screen as well, because he did mention that... Oh, never mind. I think he said he will not go for sack skip because of the terrible start, actually.
I believe that was either 7 or 8. Someone in the chat could correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, Shmayd,
Lord.
you made me think.
I genuinely cannot tell if it was a fail or not. I mean, it is a fail either way.
Whew. Scary, scary. Loves to play with chat. Nice climb up this room here. Shmayd jumping over the Duskiga, killing it just to make sure. You fall on it, it takes damage, it's unnecessary, so the charge beam doesn't hurt, literally. Just kills it, moves on. Now he'll climb through. Now, will GrayFooxX go for the skip with 2 energy tanks? I had expected not.
No,
Okay.
he doesn't do this. It's really a skip that doesn't save much time. It is about 7 seconds. Oh, he's a little far ahead. He did not really... He should be fine. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
I was a little worried because he was
Yeah.
quite far forward, but he started running a little after sack shooting, which is a little different from what I used to do. So I was worried for a second, but nah, he good.
And that's what we love to see. Yeah, there might be a skill difference between runners, but as long as nobody's dying early, that's obviously better for everyone involved, including the runners themselves. So happy to see them both going at it. Good wall jumps there by GrayFooxX. Shmayd now well on his way to Sector 4.
I know GrayFooxX hates these 2 wall jumps, so it's nice to see him land them without any effort.
Yeah, they seem a little confusing with the way wall jumps work. Those 2 ledges, the way when Samus kicks off, it seems like she's above the actual ledges, but when you get used to it, kind of just works.
Yeah, you just have to figure it out. It's a little weird, but like you said, the hitbox required for the wall jump is pretty much at the bottom of Samus' sprite towards her feet, so the first wall jump can be a little tough to connect instinctively, because usually you will actually be in that little space between the 2 ledges, and it's not going to work.
Important question. How is Samus's visor both blue and green? Sadly, I have no clue. All right, let's see Shmayd in the beginning of Sector 4. Quick pseudo here. Bombs, the chain blocks, and... Does it? Oh, I was hoping for the no damage there. That doesn't really matter. It's just more of a funny thing to watch. Nice jump there. That is, surprisingly, something that I struggle with, hitting that diagonal missile on the sizer on the left, but that is the fastest way to clear that room.
It is a pretty terrible room to do optimally, indeed. That shot, usually you will find yourself shooting too early and touching the ground, or too late and not even getting the jump in.
Here we go, Gymnast Room. One of the most fun and also stressful rooms.
And that couldn't have been more perfect from Shmayd.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This
Very
is a
beautiful.
textbook room.
All right, there's Ceres's corpse before, of course, the X-Parasite get it. Can you imagine fighting Ceres the way we know Ceres fighting in that tiny room? Really happy we don't have to worry about that. Uh-oh. More beams. Uh-oh.
The only thing he's been struggling with this whole race are just the eye doors. That's 15 already. He will be over. There's no way he won't be under 20.
Yes.
Over 20, I mean. Alright, let's see how Ceres goes. At least he might have a tiny bit of good RNG in not getting those half patterns.
There he
Okay,
goes.
good patterns. You want to hit Ceres just in the face with that charge beam. And now time for some doubles. Here's the first one, using doubles to just skip an invincibility cycles and to save a few seconds. And there's really nothing that Shmayd cannot do except be lucky for this run so far. His execution has been spot on.
Absolutely. Great sweet spot there with that Ceres core. Moving forward, let's see. Low height should be easy here for our runner. Bang. GrayFooxX gets a beam here. It pushes through.
Now, historically, GrayFooxX struggles a lot with Ceres, especially in releasing the second shot. Usually he just does it too late and takes a hit. So let's see how it goes for him right now. He's pretty much just hoping not to get a bad pattern, because this is when things are going bad, and he gets exactly that. Okay, he can read it from now. Just don't release too late. Good.
Perfect. Yeah, those zigzag patterns that Ceres has are technically not the most ideal in terms of time, but they're, in my opinion, the most ideal in terms of just reacting time, because you get the most time to set up from where you are in the arena. And then you can
Absolutely.
just move in. Good job there on GrayFooxX for getting the 2-round. Shmayd not opting for the low height. Honestly, I don't blame him. It's a tough trick.
It is one of those tricks that you usually learn extremely early, because why not go for it?
Yeah.
But for some reason, it is quite terrible. Even right now, I find myself missing it more often than not.
Yep, same here. I tried it today, and a lot of times I'm not even sparking. My sprite is just unmorphing too soon, and because you really have a short amount of time to work with. Once you unmorph, you essentially lose the opportunity, so you just have to start running from the left. Which, thankfully, if you're not bonking, it isn't the worst time loss in a run like this.
True. You lose less time by not going for the trick than to missing it.
Mm-hmm. GrayFooxX opting for a diagonal spark. So will GrayFooxX attempt to do the low height here? Let's see. Up.
And as the eyes of the world are on him, he gets it.
Love it.
Beautiful.
It is so satisfying to nail that trick when you finally get it off. And gets a fast spawn on the gold
And the
sizer
perfect
as
RNG
well.
to boot. Magnifique.
Alright, next up is the Super Missile in Sector 3. What's cool about this sector is until you open the green doors, there's no X bothering you, so it's just a short spell of, well, what's the word? Execution. And so one cool thing that we like to see if runners can hit is that perfect storage of the Shine Spark. I don't really know if it's optimal. I mean, I guess it is if you nail it, but it's really tight.
I don't even know if I've seen anyone go for it anymore. It's just such a silly thing, yeah, just spinning. And great news for Shmayd. There's no Idor in that split.
Yes, that's absolutely
He will be
true.
fine. So he's not at full health, but I expect that we will see an attempt at killing the next boss the fastest way possible, which involves taking damage.
Let's see here. So he has 85 going in. I don't think there's another opportunity for him to grab an X. Maybe he can get one of the hoppers in the room before the box room. But yes, like you said, he doesn't have full health. But if you are running with one energy tank and you're doing the quick box kill, you're doing it a slightly different way where you're trying to avoid taking as much damage as someone like me with 3 energy tanks who's more able to just tank damage. You can jump outside of the enemy with the iframes, and I'm assuming that's what we're going to see here with Shmayd.
I know he has some different strats as well, like a slightly modified version of the more standard one. So let's see what he goes for. 15 missiles is plenty, might be a little tough since he's not full health. He might have to manage his ammo a bit entering the next sector, but he's not even out of Sector 3 yet, so let's see what we have for now. Data Spark?
Yes!
Data Spark for Shmayd. This is a very tough release. The timing is extremely tight, both to release the spark and to open that door.
Go. The execution, like you said, for Shmayd has been spot on for most of this run.
No charge beams in the kit, a quick kill.
Ooh.
Oh, almost flawless.
All right, so
You will like that.
yes, if you're watching what he did there, Shmayd didn't opt to jump into box a third time because, frankly, it would have been a very bad idea. The bombs that box shoots out do less damage, so Shmayd can take the damage boost there, and with the iframes, just jump in for the final missile, which is what he did. So now he can tank a hit from a blue X if need be.
This might seem like nothing, but he got himself into an extremely interesting situation during his last race where he was literally circled by 3 blue X's, somehow made it out alive. Here he can actually, like you said, take a hit from one of these blue X's. So that important health management, like you said, by knowing that he has to take damage, so might as well take it from the source that deals the less. Might be maybe in a terrible state timer-wise due to bad RNG, but his head, he's still thinking clearly, and that's the mark of a good runner.
Absolutely. Now, the problem is he needs to probably get a missile expansion that he doesn't normally get here because he only has 1 missile. The Super Missile Garon needs 3, so he's going to have to deal with that unless he can... I don't know. I don't even think it's worth farming the menus in the main lobby of Sector 6, so I think he's just going to go for those missile expansions.
Either that, or he might just go for the Spark, but I guess getting an extra missile expansion could be good for him. That way he could avoid picking up one up later, but let's see what he goes for. GrayFooxX on his side was able to get good enough box fight with a more classic strategy. And he's now on his way out of Sector 3, while Shmayd taking that right down to the Nocturne sector, Sector 6, sorry.
Sector 6 is a bit annoying just because of, like you said earlier, those blue X. These things are smarter than they look. They're not just globs of goo. They actually are smart, so they know that Samus gets hurt by the cold. So until she gets the Varia suit, these things will actually try to get absorbed by her. So
they look yummy, but don't try to bite them.
Severe case of brain freeze if you do. So Shmayd does go for the Spark here.
Smart play to just shoot that beam downwards as he's dropping down. I like that.
Honestly, that's not a strat I've ever considered, but I think it's because I still opt for this missile, so when my splits, it's not a time loss, but Shmayd opts to go for a set of missiles in Sector 5, so it really is suboptimal to grab these missiles if you don't really need them. So getting that Spark was wonderful. Here's the room that he almost died in last time.
He's gonna have to morph. Okay.
Yeah,
good on him. Reacted quickly. He is fine. Alright, we good. There. He is back at full health. He should be safe.
He even said in the chat, sketchy. That room is a little scary. That's the thing, it's not a hard room, but occasionally your finger will slip. You'll jump early or late. It happens to the best of us.
A more trivial encounter with the SAX this time. A simple shot in the back will be enough to just bring him down with us. And we can just escape that easily. This is a thing that everyone should do. This is literally the way every single runner deals with the SAX these days, except if you're like in the top 3 and you might want to do for a slightly more aggressive strategy that saves you 1/2 a second but can kill your entire run.
Yeah. It's fun when it works, that's for sure, but also very scary. Was that a beam for Shmayd, or was that
a beam? So a beam, yes. We are up to 16. Taking a dip, I see. Mega Core, so he's just going to look to get those charge beam inside of the Mega Core to deal as much damage as possible. A boss that's only taking damage from the charge beam, and now the actual Core X. That's already 2 doubles in. Get the 3rd inch made. Gone, boy!
Again, the boss fights here that Shmayd has had have been so good. I think he's sweet spotted every core so far.
He has.
And now we get to see that lovely Varia suit. Speaking of Varia suit, the SAX has its own. A lot cooler, in my opinion. See how GrayFooxX handles this room.
He's far away.
Ooh! That screw attack does a lot of damage, but thankfully gets away. Good climb by Shmayd here. Let's see this
That Sector
tower
6
room.
escape can be tough.
Yes, for sure. Oh, just finger
Oh,
slip.
that's too bad because he was really getting the hang of it. Alright, let's see how GrayFox deals with the big ball. Pretty standard. In his last run, he's had an amazing time with his doubles, so he's going to want to replicate that success here. There's one.
Oh,
Way
just
too far
shot
for the
little-
second.
Yep. But gets a pretty fast spawn of the main core there. And now we both have Varia suit.
So not too much to follow when it comes to Shmayd, personal best possibilities, but when it comes to GrayFox, he is 34 seconds ahead of his personal best after Varia suit.
Wow, 34 seconds. All right, so this is really good. So obviously, and we don't want to apply pressure, but there's probably going to be some extra pressure there because having so much time early, you start to get excited. You might be a little eager to, PB that you might make a simple mess up. So hopefully GrayFox just keeps a clear, conscience here and just goes through. Let's see how his climb goes here. Obviously, being a 117 runner, doesn't have to worry about climb being optimal. This room is just trouble. But honestly, that's a pretty good room. Doesn't get hit by a single bowler ouch and moves quickly on, gets the door fix as well. That's an impressive room.
Doing good so far. Not terrible patterns, even getting that double puffer right there. Simply deals with it by morphing under. Not a single damage taken. He's looking in shape for that escape, and he's doing fine. What he will be looking for, especially later on in the run, are those doubles. In his personal best, he did land many of them, especially in the late game, and as the game goes on, Fusion is a game where the different missiles are not... You don't have different types of missiles, like Super, Classic, and such. You just get upgrades as the game goes on, and with each upgrade, your fire rate, like the cooldown between shots, increases, which makes it harder to get doubles. So the further the run goes, the harder it is to get these, and harder it is to get those time save. And GrayFox was great at getting those late game doubles.
All right. So if GrayFox can replicate that again while keeping on this pace, it should be a very impressive run. Shmayd going for we call it the scam strat. You really just have to be really good with your timing here if you get the poor pattern. What can occasionally happen here is the blue X can get in the way of the waiver that you're trying to shoot for a quick spark, but Shmayd does not have to worry about that. Quickly gets through here. I think Shmayd's opting not to use missiles on those waivers just because you want to save them for the emergency segment here.
And you would be right. He will be looking to exit that Sector 5 with 20 missiles, since he will be using at least 3 on his way out, and will get also an extra missile tank. Pumping is a total count to 20.
I love this room. This room can be done in a variety of ways, and whenever it's done without taking damage, it just feels good. Whether you're watching or playing, Shmayd does that well here. And to let go of the charge shot in the door transition for a quick speed boost. And now he has full health as well, so any damage that enemies take, or any enemies that he can kill if he's able to acquire the X, will be greens. Alright, now GrayFox is going to start his run a little earlier on the left. This helps to prevent having to deal with any sort of questionable placement of the blue X because the speed boost starts earlier. Gets that done. All right, Shmayd going to freeze the Kago here, pushing through for the speed boost, and now Sector 5 is pretty much done. He's just going to exit the sector from where he came, while GrayFox is about to get the yellow doors.
Pretty good Sector 5 from both players, it seems.
Oh, nice. Love getting that jump.
It is one of these jumps that when you learn about the amount of time you have to land it, you're like, no way.
Because it looks much tighter than it actually is.
See, I would say the other way. I would say it looks a lot easier than what the time frame I have suggests.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's different opinions, but the emergency is on for Shmayd.
Yes, we need to see that Frankersy puppy spammed in the chat. If you have the 7TV extension, you should be able to do that. There you go. Here, I'll do it myself. Be part
It's
of
actually a global. It's actually a global Twitch emote.
Is it really?
Yeah, it always has been.
What?
Always has been.
I've been streaming for 3 years. I thought you needed 7TV for that. Or not 7TV, Frankersy. Yeah.
Our good boy Frankersy has always been there in Twitch. An emergency sequence, first opportunity for us to make use of these ice missiles that we just acquired, as well as the Varia suit accessing overheated areas that we could not get through before. Ice missiles that are, they do a little more damage, but they can also just be used to put enemies as platforms. And this whole sequence is pretty much just a tutorial on how to use your ice missiles. One that we as runner really enjoy usually. It's one that has a lot of cool movement, pretty tight, pretty fast.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the beautiful thing about this. In most of the Metroid Fusion game, it's that it's so linear, but a segment like this, there is essentially one optimal way to do the movement because you're not changing room paths or everything. Everyone's running the same exact route here. Let's see how Shmayd handles the Namahes in this room. There you go. Perfect. Gets through at 5:05 into this fun room. And look at it's tight, but it's really, once you get the hang of it, it's so smooth. Shmayd has more than enough missiles. Also, pay attention in the chat if you're unfamiliar. All you need to do is shoot 3 missiles forward in this spoiler room and use that 3rd missile to freeze a hopper and jump on it as a platform. Very fast to clear through. And 0 beams for Shmayd. Wow.
I can't believe it. This man is cheating.
Nice double there by Shmayd. Can he get the next double? And he does. And a 435 clear of the boiler room. If you count it when Shmayd acquired the X Parasite, it was a 437. Really good climb. Love perfect shot cancels there. All right, so we have some predictions on the finish time here for GrayFooxX acquiring, or what are we talking about here? Acquiring the X or getting
Yeah, we're
on the
talking
platform?
about, yeah, getting it, like when the timer goes away, the official timing for this entire emergency sequence.
Gotcha.
All right, let's see that climb for Shmayd. It's such a satisfying room. Oh, close to perfection, but you know what? It barely did anything, so
Yeah.
beautiful anyway.
Getting a damage boost like that's fine because that stretch you should still back away enough where you can land on it. Good job, Shmayd there.
Let's see how it goes on the GrayFoox's side. Like you said, just 3 straight missiles, 1, 2, 3, and that slide upper at the very end will have just enough time to do the tiny jump that you need to go all the way up.
All right, let's see. Can GrayFooxX hit the doubles here? This first one's a little tough. Gets it, though.
Did get it, though. Close. Close, but no cigar.
All right. So it looks like it will be a
428.07.
Very good. And now you're starting to see a little bit of a difference. Obviously, we've seen the difference already with the items that are being picked up here, but later into the game, right now we're seeing GrayFox with 3 energy tanks, Shmayd with 2. I think Shmayd finishes his total run with just 3. GrayFox will probably pick up a 4th one near the Yakuza spot.
Psychologically, this is pretty much the halfway point of the run. You know you're just a little more past than that 50% mark, but you just got an emergency sequence. Now you got a bit of time to relax in a split where things can be frustrating because it feels like there's not that much happening, and yet there's still so much that can go wrong.
Yes. And this is the main reason you see Super Metroid runners let the animals die on Zebes, because sometimes these animals want to be, let's just say, a little lackluster with their desire to be fast. Let's see how Shmayd's animals are treated here. Gets the spark, by the way. We'll see if GrayFox can hit that shine break on his way up. And... oh,
nah,
boy.
they're on their way out towards the right. They gotta pick up their bags before leaving. Here they come.
There we go.
Listen, Shmayd is just fast. They were not ready for him to come this early.
That's right. Would I believe that I got the better animals in my race? Actually, I would be surprised, because my animals were rough. I was waiting on that baby Decor for what felt like 3 years. Shmayd will now move down back to Sector 5. The devs of Metroid Fusion must have loved Sector 5, because we go there a lot. In the meantime,
Personally, the only sector that has an entire transformation later on in the game, which makes the revisit really not boring, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. It becomes something entirely different. And from a storyline standpoint, it's hinted at really nicely, because when you're in the big glass room, you see a boss just hovering ominously. I really do love that about the game. If you're not speedrunning it and you have time to just kind of get absorbed in it, it's pretty cool, the little hints of the story progression you'll see. Us speedrunners, though, we don't have time to accept or enjoy that. We gotta go fast. Alright, decent climb there by GrayFox, now moving up into the habitation deck. Shmayd is now going back into the sector hub. Let's see how GrayFox handles this room.
I'm expecting to see just a wall jump into the jump extend. Actually, you had to use the first one as a platform, but that's fine. Oh, he's gonna have to go the long way. Oh, close. He should be... oh, no. I can't even tell if... I don't even think that reset was intentional.
Yeah, I think it's possible with that second stretchy frozen at the very end of the wall to still wait and nail a wall jump if you can get to it with a jump extend, right?
It is, yes, you can reach it, but it's a little tough. Alright, gets the spark this time, although that fail in the previous room is just going to nullify the time save he got with that shine break. Fun fact, you can soft lock on that very text box that GrayFox just dismissed. The text box will dismiss itself when the last animal comes out, the little birdie at his mother's feet, but you can also dismiss it yourself. If you dismiss it yourself at the exact same frame where it's supposed to disappear, Samus will just stay stuck at the pad, and there's nothing else that you can do aside from turning off your console and saying goodbye to all of your progress.
Huh. Surprisingly, I've never had to deal with that before. I have dealt with the SAX being unkillable, which is a horrible thing when that happens, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, to get soft-locked at animals would feel extra insulting, too, because you're already tense, hoping that the animals cooperate. Shmayd now entering the room with the third SAX interaction. This one's very simple. Just hit a power bomb and jump over this ledge and get ready to get into the tunnel as soon as you can. The SAX will panic and just spam ice beams, but as long as you're fast moving, you'll be fine.
And another go at this room, perhaps in a different way, where we'll see the potential Kadoom strat using a power bomb to break that right side wall. Not really on the right timing. Missed a jump earlier to get the strat he wanted, but still finds his way out easily enough.
That Kadoom strat, when done perfectly, is just music. It's so beautiful to behold.
It's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
It really is. Thanks to power bombs, we can finally clear the glass room easily. There are 3 power bomb blocks at the bottom of the room, which Shmayd used there to quickly escape through. Oh, running into the Zila. That is such a pet peeve of mine. I can't tell you how many times that happens. It's just... It doesn't kill a lot of momentum. It's just annoying. It's like the equivalent of if you had wired headphones, which people may still use, and then getting them stuck on a doorknob. That's what I kind of feel. Is a good comparison. Just sudden, annoying, big pet peeve, but doesn't really do much aside from annoy. Ooh, GrayFooxX opting to spark here. Ooh, and kills the enemy as well. Love that. This is good because if you spark high, you could wall jump ideally and get right onto the ladder.
I'm gonna have to tell him that what he did is slower than just walking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
I used to spark myself. I had a lot of fellow speedrunners tell me, just run. You don't need to spark until second.
As a fellow Frenchie, I'm gonna have to just give him a good slap on this one. Wake up, buddy. Wake up. You missed 1/16 by a single second. This could be where you missed it.
Yeah. Oh!
Once again, the RNG is just terrible for Shmayd, but in other ways now.
So Shmayd now has 40. I believe he goes for 45 total. Runners opt for either 45 or 50. Most runners, I believe there might be a few who go for 40 or more than 50. Oh, nice there by GrayFooxX. Clears the room without taking any damage from the SAX, so. Destructor, are you a 45 or 50 runner?
A 45er.
Okay.
Used to be a 40, never been 50 actually, but 45 believer. And I'm actually a 2E tank player since I don't go for a wave beam double, so I just stay on 2 because like, well, I only save 1 second by not collecting the Yakuza E tank, but like I also don't need it, so.
Yeah. So if you don't need it, it's free time save.
Please let this be a 4 beam 4 cycle. That would be so funny.
It would be.
I don't even want Shmayd to suffer. I just.
I think for the content, I agree, right? I don't want him to suffer either, but I feel like if he were watching us, he would want the same thing too.
It's like it's already bad. Let's see how bad it can get. What like?
So Shmayd will acquire this. This will be his last missile expansion he gets. If you hit the power bomb on this tile right over here, which he did, you don't have to worry about setting another power bomb. It'll break all of the blocks that he needs. So all he needs to do is move forward, and let's see how many beams he gets.
It's on.
Okay.
Okay, well, now Yakuza, a boss that, again, is very RNG heavy, especially on that first phase, where it can go down between 1 and 4 times. Attempting for a fast 1 cycle is Shmayd, not getting it, so now he could even get a 5. I'm not sure if he was fast enough on that first release. That's 4 cycles already, I'm pretty sure. 4 rounds for Shmayd, 1 beam in 4 rounds. He just cannot catch a break, can he?
Going for the double strat here. Something I want to learn. It's so cool to hit 2 missiles. There you go. Very
nicely
fast.
done. Unable to get the first double on the on that core though. The opening double on this one is actually very obnoxious because of how close it can be to the floor. Gets the last 2 though, so salvages the issue.
All right, does that power bomb reach? Yes, it does. Okay, that was close. Good job on GrayFooxX for waiting there for the detonation to reach all the way to the bottom. You want both of those power bombs to break just so you can simply zoom in with the speed boost. Our next objective is to clear all of the grime, the vines that are stuck on the reactor. You'll see in the background of this room right here. And so that path will take us back into Sector 2. Oh, Shmayd gets the weird hits there. Sometimes the beam just goes through the vines and doesn't hit other ones. It's weird.
A good chase sequence at the very least. Oh, and just as I say that, somehow misses the last switch. Could have been awkward, but all good. Makes it out. GrayFooxX having to just let these pirates jump over him and collecting his last missile tank.
So now GrayFooxX is approaching that creature, Yakuza, that we just saw Shmayd fight. Shmayd had a 1-4. We'll still do the comparison. Let's see what GrayFooxX gets. Oh boy.
Well, now the odds of GrayFooxX getting even just the same thing as Shmayd are completely gone, as we were at 17 with Yakuza, if I'm not mistaken, and that's 19 beams total for Shmayd right now.
Yep. Three rounds of GrayFooxX get 4. Okay, that was a 0-3. A damageless Notori for Shmayd. That's beautiful because that means he has more than enough missile drops here to kill Notori quickly. Gets 2 doubles.
Gets both doubles. It's great.
Great fight. There you go, GrayFooxX taking a bit of damage, but oh, was that a diagonal double attempt? That was pretty cool. Oh,
it was an attempt, indeed. Oh, great last one.
A little bit of a struggle there on the room. I don't know if it was purposeful for Shmayd to not spark, or...
I'm going to assume it was a missed spark, because you don't really have any reason not to go for it, especially with how the room went.
Mm-hmm.
Good power bomb to lure, and good moves to lure that Key Hunter into the power bomb blast, making sure it just disappears, disintegrates.
So while Shmayd exits Sector 2, we'll be seeing GrayFooxX enter Sector 2. Let's see if GrayFooxX can get some good shots there. Decent enough. Ideally, there's a strange visual cue in the backdrop that allows you to shoot just the middle row, which allows you to just jump in and quickly get into the hole.
There's a visual
bit
cue.
of practice. Yeah, it's strange. Thunder taught it to me. it works.
I'm like, I just have muscle memory of that show, and if I get it, I'm like, oh, cool. If I don't, I guess I'm gonna have to look for it now. That could be very useful to know. Thanks.
Thunder, you're gonna have to teach the visual cue, okay? As far as I'm aware, it's right below the thick vines in the background of the reactor. That's true. Thunder does have a visual cue for everything, even if it's not really something that a lot of us would see.
That's fair enough.
All right, Shmayd, go for Nightmare Space Boost. Come on, let's see it. Oh, he goes for the spark. And gets the instant stand as well. All right, now GrayFooxX did take a little bit of damage, but GrayFooxX does opt for 50 missiles. So, as long as there's not much extra damage here done, no tinked missiles, it should be fine. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, tink some missiles as well. Might need to opt for a charge beam here. Let's see.
Just enough missiles to finish the fight, but yeah, those greens might come into play now.
Oh, the yellow drops. They're pain.
I think that was a double. I think he got 2 doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least one. I don't think the last one was necessary, but at the very least, he got 1. 14 seconds ahead. 14 seconds ahead of his PB is GrayFox. That lead from the early game is very much shrunk. Nightmare for Shmayd.
The faster you can get rid of this first phase, the better, because you'll likely have a better opportunity to coerce Nightmare into an easy-to-react to pattern here. Shmayd did kill Nightmare rather quickly, so now Shmayd is up. Can he get it? Oh, he's probably 1 or 2 missiles off.
Unfortunately, he did not really have the good pattern, despite having a very... Oh yeah, you're right, exactly 2 missiles on the mark is Flash Frost.
Honestly, just took a lucky guess, but I'll take credit.
Take everything you get. If it's given to you, take credit.
Yep. Great fight from Shmayd, aside from just that slight hiccup on the second phase, but really overall, that's probably not the biggest time loss he has to worry about, so...
He might be disappointed about not getting the right pattern for that nightmare. The first opening on phase 3, like, he had so many missiles in. A fortunate pattern, and that could have been a perfect fight.
Gotta love when that pirate's a little early. Shmayd now going through the back door 5 to enter sector 4. Let's see if he can get the R shot with this space boost. Easy. This is ideal because you're beating the Skullterras on their pattern, which you should be able to fall down without taking any damage, and if you hold a charge beam, you can pseudo anything that gets in your way.
High jump for GrayFox. He should be able to get the spark out of this. Yes, he does.
There you go. Good. Wanted to see that, so... It's great, because once you start nailing that and runs and you start getting personal bests, once you miss the spark, oh... You gotta hit that back up fast, otherwise you can lose a lot of time. But GrayFox gets through that fall very quickly. Ooh, the pirate was a little further behind, so now he gets to get the Aqua Pirate harassing him. Gets rid of that with a simple shot. Shmayd now entering one of the, or the second tank. You know, you just quickly push through here. See how he handles the room with the Ever. Sadly, you kind of have to take damage. He did take a second hit here, which is not optimal, but quickly recovers from that and pushes forward. And I'm going to love this beam comparison at the end of the run.
Tell us how many beams GrayFox has had so far.
Let's see here.
I think he just got a 0, if I'm not mistaken. Surely we're around 7 or 8.
He only has 7 beams so far.
Indeed. He's going to like that.
Has a lot more.
He's at 19, but this is a terrible opening from GrayFox, unable to get the shot in the missile on that core.
Yeah, so it takes a little bit of extra hits here. That's the thing. On any percent, Nightmare can quickly cause a run to fall apart because of how much damage it does. So hopefully we can get a easy to react to pattern here. Ooh, takes the hit. Gets through the arms though, that's good. Oh!
Have to jump over. This should be fine. No, it's not. Can only take 1 more hit before another death. Oh, Lord.
Is he jumping too early? Oh! Was GrayFox jumping too early to the ladder, and was that causing Nightmare to keep charging through?
Genuinely cannot tell. I don't think he was doing loops that were like circular enough, sort of say.
Because
Definitely not. A bit unlucky, but also not the right manipulations on his parts, unfortunately.
That is a shame. Sorry to hear that, GrayFox. The Nightmare can break many hearts. It's done it to many of us. Shmayd now, at this point, all he has to do is not die himself. I'm sure he doesn't want to get any more beams, but thankfully, whenever he fights Box, he doesn't really have to worry about that. So Shmayd will now just move through Sector 6 for the revisit. All right, gets the door fix here, and we're gonna go for a space boost. Our shot gets through the main lobby easily. Perfect.
He's gonna like that.
Oh,
He will also be looking to get these the blue X's in a few rooms. He's quite down on health, and he will want to start the next boss fight at full health to go for one of the harder strategies in the game, getting double missiles on the wave beam core.
good news is this room is the friendliest.
Absolutely.
For a vanilla first playthrough, for someone who's not speedrunning, and they go into that room without Vari, that room will likely kill you, because there are so many blue X that'll just quickly run into you. But on the revisit, it's much nicer. Alright, Shmayd gets to the spark, pushes through. At this point, you don't really care to hold the spark. It doesn't hurt to hold it, but it's nice to just bonk into the door because you can quickly use a menu as a platform and push through. Shmayd has near full health, so he should, on paper, be fine. Let's see how the first phase here goes.
Beautiful opening. That's a perfect
Nice.
Xbox fight. Let's see how he handles that core now. So 4 missiles to get rid of that core. Let's see if he can get a double in there. This is a double frame perfect trick, so not something you will see every day. One last attempt. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is why now we see even top runners going for 3 E-tanks, is to specifically allow for this strategy. But,
Here we go.
like I said, definitely the hardest strat to land in any percent, and by far like a top 2, top 3 hardest strategies in all of Metroid Fusion speedrunning.
Yeah, because of just how tight it is, and the new obvious time save there is enticing, especially for top runners. But also something you have to watch for now, moving outside of box into Ridley, is the fact that we need to, and this is obviously a little bit of sarcasm, will Shmayd line up the Metroids?
Big
It's
L,
suboptimal.
big L if he does.
Oh.
Come on, Shmayd. Save those frames. Oh, come on!
He did it!
Shmail. L made. What did I expect from a Brit?
I bet he heard that too. Oh! He got karma and bumped into the Metroid twice.
Got him.
54 1x, I believe.
Ay.
All right, now Shmayd is in the second to last split of the game here. He just has to kill Ridley and then get out and kill the SAX. But of course, the biggest challenge here, the patience of dealing with Adam just talking us to death. If you don't know what Adam is saying, get out, because there's at least 10 SAX on the station, which is terrifying to read
And
as
also-
a child.
Yeah, true. You're like, oh, it's as if 1 wasn't bad enough.
Yeah, there's 10.
Funnily enough, now we're actually equipped with a weapon that would allow us to kill SAX. Oh yeah, and also the Galactical Federation is on the way.
So now it is a true race against time, kind of like a speed run here. But thankfully there's no actual timer. It's just lore-wise. All right, Shmayd going to go for a quick diffusion here. Oh, but he didn't have it charged for the door transition, so he has to wait a little bit of time to break those blocks.
Now for this next room, these Golden Pirates, interesting thing, and simply just shoot them front ways and turn around. This will trigger the mechanic where normally you would have to damage them in their backs. Does that room perfectly. Can be a little tough sometimes. He needs at least 1 beam. We got the 20 beams! 20 beams for Shmayd
Yes!
in a single run! It's a
I love
milestone!
it.
Oh lord.
I can't wait
We
for
have
him to
done
learn
it.
about how many he got.
I wouldn't be surprised if he counted, to be honest.
he hit the downward double? Yes, he can. Such a satisfying double.
Amazing opening. Gets the follow-up.
Oh, almost the perfect. But that's
That sweet spot. Spot on.
That core almost is still intact.
Yeah. Like, it just opened.
Oh, don't go for... Don't! Come on! Ah, he killed one. There you go. Good. Kill the Rippers. I'm on that bandwagon for sure. You might ask, Flash, why do you want to kill the Rippers? Have you ever played Metroid? That's your answer. Rippers are so annoying in that game. Shmayd will now exit lower one. He needed the screw attack and wave beam to do so. Now he is essentially fully powered. Oh, nice red. Too bad it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, that's one point of the game where getting reds is not really that much of an interest.
One thing I love seeing with Shmayd and some other top runners too is how he handles the pirate climb on the left. A lot of runners will just opt to space jump, which is fine. But if you're really fast with your shot cancels, you can do something else. Oh, but he missed it. I guess I teed it up too much. GrayFooxX pleading with Shmayd, please don't die. I don't want to restart. I don't blame you. That's another hour and 15 minutes at least. Great shot cancels there. Perfect shot cancel, Destructor. Yeah, I'm sure you know it. It's just so smooth. It's so fast.
You just have those good vibes when you get these, especially when you can chain them up like he did like an hour ago into that Sector 1 room right before the last stabilizer. The shot cancel is a mechanic that seems invisible, especially... We did not really mention it too much, at least in details, but it's all over the run, and the better you get at it, the more satisfying it gets. It just feels natural at some point.
Yeah, it really does feel natural. And for new runners watching, it's good to just attempt shot cancels whenever you possibly can, because even if you fail and grab the ledge, again, that time save will be made up in future runs. And again, it really does speed up your progression through these rooms. Shmayd could die to invincibility sacks. That's true. That would kind of feel par for the course considering the luck he's seen this run. I think for the sake of this stream, we don't want that to happen, but it would be legendary, admittedly, if that were to happen.
I really don't think there would be any other reaction besides the one we already have on Shmayd's PFP.
Yes. Man.
This is already appropriate.
Alright, so Shmayd will be going through the elevators here for one final confrontation with the SAX. It's nice. You hear some nice, peaceful music. You know the run is nearly done, but also at the same time, this is usually, for many runners, the longest split of the game.
And such an anxious one if you are on a PB pace.
Absolutely. It is, because there could be a lot that goes wrong in a very short time, and it's usually in the last 2 minutes of this split. So let's see how Shmayd can handle it here. I forget, does he go for the diffusion strat on the early freeze, or does he just base freeze? It's honestly, I literally commentated his race last week. I forgot. Let's see what he does here. Oh wait, he didn't get there. He died at Ridley. I remember now. Okay. Well,
yeah, that's true. Fair enough. I was like, what is he doing? Yeah, you're right.
All right, so he's going for base missile here, and that's perfectly fine. Gets on the edge. Is 4-shot a myth? We're about to find out. Of course it's not. 4-shot is not a myth, chat. Gonna get the 2-shot on the beast. Yes, he can.
Triple double to top it off would be amazing. A crowning achievement.
1,
Drops the jump, but he should be able to recover. Gets the second one. Triple could be tough. Yes. Not enough room, unfortunately.
Hurts to see that, especially with what was such a solid fight beforehand. But 2 doubles is better than none.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet
Just for reference here, Shmayd is at a 111.23. His personal best is at 111.54. Quick question, Destructor. While Shmayd's falling through and getting to the final part of the fight, how many seconds is roughly 20 beams of time loss?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Let's count that the beam is like 2.5 to 3 seconds. We could be looking at an entire minute for 20 beams.
Oh boy, okay.
But then again, let's assume that we have around 10 to 12 beams on average per run. This is a solid 36 to 40 seconds time. Wait, no, like a solid 26 to 30 seconds time loss compared to an average run.
But you know what? He hits the low height spark here, which is wonderful. Because this guarantees that the blue X that spawns out of the SAX spawns faster. And also, it's just really cool to hit that spark at the very end of the game.
Shmayd seems still looking for that elusive 112 in the tournament race. A fast skill on the Omega Metroid will not save that timer, unfortunately, but he will be our winner for today regardless. Although, let's be honest, this one is not on him. RNG was not on his side.
He did much
GG
better.
Shmayd.
Good game to Shmayd, and now he will advance forward and play the winner of Dark Spy and Hercules Bench Press in Losers Round 4.
Boy, oh boy, he had to fight for it, didn't he?
There he goes.
As we are joined by GrayFooxX. Hello, GrayFooxX. GG on the run.
Hello, thanks.
Sorry about the unfortunate nightmare death. Really unlucky patterns, and just we are all confused about what happened.
Oh, I just miss my first missile in the first phase.
Making you take more damage and delaying pretty much the third phase, enabling the death pretty much.
Yeah, that's for sure. And here's the good news, though, obviously, Fox. It hurts to lose to Nightmare there, but you did have a really good pace heading in to most of that run. So it's encouraging because you just had the 117 not too long ago. And to be on another really good pace is a good sign. So obviously, don't let it get you down too much. We all die to Nightmare. Even I do it sometimes. I know Shmayd has it sometimes.
I've died to Nightmare very recently.
Yeah.
Actually, really recently.
Speaking of Shmayd, how are you feeling after your 113 run?
What's the point? Wrong person died.
Send it. He said send it.
Why couldn't Why couldn't the one with the 20 beam run die instead of the one on PB piss? Huh, man.
Yeah,
Man.
well, you know, if there's anything bright to look at, you got more than half of your beams in the first 2 eye doors, so the rest of the RNG, while still pain, was slightly better. I know that's not the best angle, but...
I mean, I still got a 4 round on Yakuza, still got 2 beams on Plasma. All but, like, 3 doors gave me a beam, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And even still, even if I got a 0 beam, I just didn't play a good segment. And then if I did get beams, I played insane. So it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. It's frustrating, especially with a run like that where your boss fights so much was so smooth. But it's good, obviously, to know that you can get the bad RNG and still come out with a dub, and know that you still have another chance to advance in the tournament. So, bright
Yeah,
side.
true. I mean, it should have been a 112, really. Even with the
It
luck.
really should have. Like, this is... Like I
Even
was
with the
mentioning
luck,
towards the end
it's
of the race, you're looking for that tournament 112, and the fact that it's not here is just straight up daylight robbery, starting with a 12 beams on 2 idols, followed up by 4 cycles later on with
yeah.
Yakuza. It's
I
like,
mean, it's a 45, I guess, but 45 is just like worst case at this point. Well, except for when I've raced Flash, that was just not really a not really a proper run at all. I don't know what happened with me then. Just everything wasn't working. But this was stupid. I was playing like a lot of the segments were like actually good. My movement was actually really, really good in a lot of segments. I just space jumps were a mess for like no reason. I lost a lot of time on space jumps. There are a lot of moments where it's like where I feel like someone else, if they made the mistake I did, would have probably ended up in a much worse situation. But I was just like, it was a 20 beam run. I didn't have to care.
That's
I was
true.
Yeah.
playing. I was just playing. And it's just, I tried. I wanted a 112 in the situation, obviously, but diffusion was terrible. Grav was really rough leaving sector 2. And those two basically just really hurt the chance of it. I needed Ridley, Metroid room. I messed that up. They're restricted to escape. I messed that up. I lost 2 seconds there, and lost another couple seconds on the pillar room. Like bloody laid a power bomb. I don't know how I messed that up. Getting my diffusion charge, but oh well. But the Ridley fight was really good, and the Xbox fight was really good, and the Graph fight was really good, and Plasma was really good, and Yak was outside of a 4-round. It was really good. All my fights were good.
Yeah, your fights
That's
were
the
really
thing.
good.
You were playing good.
All of my fights were good.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
I think
frustrating.
you sweet spotted every core. Everything was just running so smooth. I think really the biggest difference was Yakuza, obviously, and
Yeah.
like you said there.
I missed
But
a double on Yak, Ridley, and Sax, which was really crippling. That's 9 seconds just outright from those 3, which was rough, but I don't know. This will be interesting to retime. I was 15 beams by speed, and it was a 24x with missed sack, without sack skip as well, by the way.
that's
Like
true.
a 2046 with 15 beams by speed and no sack skip.
This is ridiculous indeed.
Like, what the? I was
Oh, yeah,
playing
sure.
really well in the other game. My bomb segment was insane. My missile segment was insane. My speed segment was insane. It's like, man, there's nothing to show for it. Just a like mediocre end time, which doesn't reflect how I played. But oh, well, happens.
Yeah, I meant to ask
Fine.
you. You didn't mention to me in the before the race started that if you had a bad time at high, yeah, was it a miss?
That was a miss. I did mean to.
Okay, yeah, you missed your shot. That was not a bait, indeed. Okay.
Yeah, I missed it. Quick call, but Varia segment was probably the only one which was like actually outright sketchy. Because my missiles in getting into the Varia segment weren't great, and then obviously I think that shot on box. No, I shot the floor on box, which was cool. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's like a really bad muscle memory problem that I can't fix in runs for some reason. And a lot of things were just like not really comfortable. Like the blue X room was, I fell in the blue X room again. Fortunately, I grabbed the ledge instead of falling all the way down, so I didn't alert the bottom blue X. But
I believe you also bonked in the energy tank room too, so you did a really good backup strat where you hit the bomb still and were able to get the energy tank, not worry about too much time lost there. It did feel like it was a little rocky, probably. I don't know if it was the fear from the last race where you had against Destructor, where that blue X room was a bit of a terror.
No, I wasn't really scared about that at all. It was like quick kill box went fine. It was mostly my missiles. I was more worried about having to pick up the bloody 6 missile was more worried about that, and then after that, I was like, oh, okay, I could just get through it now. My health was just so good that I could take a hit again and then just recover it. I already know. I know how to recover so many things in this game because I make so many mistakes.
Well, Great Fox, is there anything else you are, any thoughts about your run? Obviously, you were playing really well there.
Tu peux traduire des trucs?
Est-ce que tu as quelque chose à rajouter sur ta run? Parce que tu avais quand même une bonne pace en partant, notamment après ton early game. Donc, est-ce que tu as des commentaires, des choses à rajouter?
J'avais une bonne pace, mais j'ai commencé à la perdre petit à petit avec des erreurs, genre sur les animaux, que je suis tombé parce que j'ai mal froze l'ennemi.
Mhm.
Mais dans tous les cas, j'aurais pas été content de mon PV parce que j'ai perdu trop de temps après ça. J'étais à moins 12, je crois, en
C'est
arrivant
ça, ouais.
sur Nightmare, donc c'était pas ouf.
So he says, despite a great early game with that almost 40 seconds lead after box, he was losing time after each and every split, especially in the animals where he messed up a few freezes in the impossible strat room on those stretches. So only down to a 10 seconds lead, arriving onto Nightmare. So even though he could have PB'd, if that happened to be a PB, he would not have been satisfied.
I see. And
That's actually a question. Excuse me, Flash. I have a last question for GrayFox. You arrived in this tournament. You wanted sub 50 in-game time. You have it now, and you are on the doors of a sub 49. Will you do more runs to get your 48 in-game time?
I think.
Let's go.
yes.
You can do it. You have potential, and I would be stoked to see it happen. I'm so
Right.
glad you joined.
Joined the tournament with a 118, leaving almost 116 is crazy. Especially in such a short period of time. It's like almost 2-minute barriers in the space of a month plus 2 months almost, which is like really good.
Yeah, once you get that first 116, I've talked with Shmayd about this many times. A 116 is a very great feeling. I think it's a big benchmark for a lot of runners to get, and then obviously that coincides with that the better IGT that the instructor was talking about. Keep at it. I think you've got a lot of great potential, and I can't wait to see where you go there.
Yeah, 116 is still a really good time. I think only one person in like the last 2 years who's like new has actually gotten into 116. So, and that was Dark Spy who just kept going. And yeah, it's like 116 is hard to get.
It is. It's for sure. It's a very respectable time.
Actually, my sum of best is 1 hour, 15, and 1 second.
There you go.
Lots of potential for improvement, indeed.
But
I
now
check
I need to run and run and run and run.
The life of a fusion runner.
Real.
Never free.
Never free. Just how it goes. Every time you get a goal, it's like, oh, I could do this next goal now. And then you get that, and it's like, oh wait, this next goal's in reach now.
Yep.
But I don't
Oh,
have
that's how it happens.
many times for one.
I've changed my goal recently as well. I've decided, nah, I'm not going for 111 3x anymore. I'm gonna try and beat what record was when I started, which is 111.16.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that, or better. I mean, 20 being 45, I lost what, 2 minutes on RNG to PP, something like that. Probably not even that far off. A minute 20, a minute 30, and I've finished a minute 12 off of PB. So that's my 112. It gave me it in plus.
I hope you get it this tournament. You've been so close. You deserve it.
Yeah, I have hopefully 2 more chances, 3 more chances potentially, maybe 1 more chance. But if I do get it, I mean, if it's 1 more chance and I get it, then it's another chance anyways. It's like after that, I don't really care anymore. I've got my 112, or I got 111. That'd be funny. That won't happen, but it'd be funny. I mean, judging by the luck, no chance. My last 2 races, I've had 8 beam. I had 8 beams by speed in one of them, and now 15 beams by speed in another one. It's like, okay, come on, man.
I would say you can only go down, but fusion can be a little bit cruel. So I guess we'll just wait and see. Obviously, with whoever you match up against in the next round, you're going to want less than 15 beams. So good luck with
Yeah.
that, obviously.
I mean, this run should have been a 112, but like I said, the luck aside, I made some stupid mistakes later on. Like, that's completely my fault, especially. Ice Missiles was grim. That was a really bad segment. I don't know what happened with that one, but that was a really bad segment. I think I lost like 6-7 seconds to PV. It's like, bro. That's annoying because it was like there was only like 2 or 3 segments where I actually played bad. I feel
Yeah,
like.
it really did feel like they were isolated, honestly, from and obviously I'm not going to see the same things that you see because of our difference in skill levels, but it really did feel like most of the run, and I think the instructor can agree, it looked smooth. So hate that some of those mistakes obviously added up, but I think you got it. If I were a betting man, I'd bet that you'd get a 112 this tournament.
I'd be surprised if I didn't, based on this run. I'd be kind of surprised if I don't get one. The only way I wouldn't get one is either I get worse luck somehow. I don't know how that'd happen, but it's not impossible, or I die.
Yeah.
Next race. Hopefully I can get that. I mean,
Hopefully next race.
even if it's just a 112, I'd rather it be like a good one instead of just like barely scraping it, which this one would have been. But if this one would have barely scraped it, and it would have been more satisfying. But it'd have been really funny to tie the same. What were the beams bench got earlier? Because it would have been really funny to tie or beat that run with 20 beams.
I sadly don't remember. I was so focused on my own horrible early game mishaps I was dealing with the beams. So, but if anyone in chat remembers what was happening at Speed Gaming too, let us know.
Oh yeah, the emote I have on my stream layout is a perfect summary of me after this run.
It really is.
Really? Yep.
Exactly how I feel right now after that.
Man.
And
That's a big sigh, man.
You're right. Love to see it.
you're right. Try again.
Try again, for sure.
Oh boy, and try again he shall.
Is there anything either of you want to add before we wrap things up here on Speed Gaming 4?
Next run's gonna be the 5 beam trust.
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
Bet on it. 5 beam run for Shmayd.
Not
Keep it for
copium
Thunder.
No copium or hopium at all. It definitely won't be another 10 by speed or like something like that. My boss luck was actually good up until Yakuza.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with this match. The end of this match. This is going to be the end of this episode. No more matches have been scheduled so far in the 2025 Indie Metroid Fusion Tournament, as far as I'm aware. And as for that matter, you should check the other Speed Gaming channels. They always have lots of races going on, from their main to Speed Gaming 2, 3, 4, 5, and how many do they have? At least 6, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there are 6.
All the way to Speed Gaming 6, so make sure to give them a check, even a follow, if you want to keep following all the speedrunning actions and the tournaments they are very kindly hosting. Thanks a lot for their very warm welcome again. And we at the Metroid Fusion community will see you all at the next race, which should be happening possibly in the next week. We have plenty of lower bracket matches to arrive, as well as the upper bracket, because we're getting towards the last 8 of this tournament. So things are getting pretty spicy up here.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Flash, thank you a lot for commentating this race with me. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, GrayFooxX and Shmayd, for the race and for the interview. GG's again to the both of you. And to chat and the crowd. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure having you all here. And we will catch you next mission.
Goodbye forever.
Bye. Bye bye.
Bye.